Okay, you can hear me, right? Okay.
I may have stopped at McDonald's before I came back. Like, I'm already late. What's 2 more minutes?
I know.
Because the McDonald's is right next door. And it was my first time ever going through drive-through by myself.
Wow. What
Dun,
was
dun,
the
dun, dun.
what was the issue with the international books?
Hmm.
Hi,
Hello.
Hello. So
Welcome
the
to my new
international
room.
books. Oh, I'm sorry.
Welcome to my new room.
Oh, yeah, I like it. It's very bright. You're on the floor.
I am. I don't have a desk yet.
So the international books, you have to do the customs form for it, but
Oh.
the address wasn't inputting properly and it wasn't matching what the system said it should be. So I had to handwrite yours and one for my great aunt.
Ah.
Mm. That's a pain in the ass.
All together. Oh, and the UK ones, ground shipping, because it has to go all across the ocean on a fucking boat, is 2 to 3 months.
What?
Oh my god. Why aren't they shipping them on planes?
Well, that's the thing. I had to pay extra for airmail to get them there in 14 to 17 days.
Oh God.
Or no,
Okay.
it was 2 to 3 weeks maybe. But it was like $40 Canadian for airmail.
Oh God.
Ugh.
But one of
Yeah.
those is one of my personal ones, so I won't be taking that out of Worldsmith.
Yeah, shipping internationally is freaking expensive.
Yeah.
My dad is like bugging me about how we need to start.
Is that what that ding was?
Yes.
Allie, you haven't started your stream yet. Allie.
I should have had login information apparently.
Apparently, I'm just doing it under mine. We had a Worldsmith one, but I couldn't remember which one of the 3 emails it was. I'm like, I'll just go under mine and re-add the YouTube. It's fine.
Yeah, I almost started to do that, and then I was like, wait, I don't want to fuck this up.
Yeah, that's kind of why I've been shying away from touching any of the logins.
Whereas my computer is like, as soon as I type in LO, it's like login information. It's, I was telling Allie I stopped at McDonald's because it was right beside the mail place.
Mm,
Wait, are we live?
Yeah.
Oh,
we are? Oh god.
because my dad is apparently watching,
Oh, hi, Dad.
Hi!
and I said the F word. Sorry, Dad.
Maybe he
Well,
missed that
now we
part.
know.
I didn't realize we were like live.
Yeah, there's a little
Oh
orange
God. Okay. Anyway,
square in the upper left-hand corner. It says live, 4 minutes and counting.
hi.
I did not notice that.
My dad is like, you potty mouth. Oh my God. Anyway, hi.
Hello. Can you tell we're totally professional and experienced at this?
Holy God. Okay.
I mean, this is meant to be just a casual
Yeah.
hangout,
It
Yeah.
is. It
celebrate.
is.
That's
Okay.
why I didn't write a script for this one.
So I'm going to let people know that we are live. Holy God. Okay.
I'm gonna try desperately not to cough on the mic, but I make no promises. I'm still coughing a bit.
Um. Yeah. So.
Click, 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 click.
Is there anyone in? Oh, there's no one in the audience. Anyway, at least on the stream, or I don't know. Is it showing anyone? Oh, there's 3 watching.
We have 3 whole watchers? Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I invited some folks, but it was very short notice, so I don't know if anyone will be able to show up.
I did some tweeting and stuff, but
Yeah, I'd put a tweet out, but I've got like all of 12 followers on Twitter, so. Also, I put the time down wrong. I put 2 p.m. Eastern.
oop. Okay, anyway. Yes, we are for sale on Amazon. My dad texts me. He's asking if we are for sale on Amazon. Yes, we are for sale on Amazon. The ebook is officially available as of today. Actually, as of 3 a.m. My time,
We
last night.
we should be available on every major online retailer because we did
Yeah,
get cleared for the major retailer list through
yeah. So like
Smashwords.
Barnes and Noble and
I don't know. There's like dozens of them at this point.
yeah. So um, as of
But
3
yeah,
as of
whatever
3
your
a.m.
favorite
last night.
retailer is. Sorry, go ahead, Ellie.
My stepmom just texted me and said my mom is watching.
Hello.
Hi, Mom.
Literally only my parents.
Hey, that's 2 more people than I managed to draw in.
um,
I guess I'll tweet on thingy as well.
yeah, I should hold on. I haven't posted on my Facebook, but I should do that too. Um, 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 yeah, what are we doing?
I think we were going to talk about kind of.
Someone named Sarah Bellas is here. Trying to SNE. Hi.
Trying to. I don't know. I'm not sure if that's a typer.
I think it's a typo.
Is it, we're not sure what you're trying to do, hun, but welcome to the live stream.
Trying to get on PC to watch. Tablet being rude. That's okay.
Ah.
I have the paperback handy. So pretty.
I thought, well, I can't see it anymore because I moved my thing, but ugh, a stack of books.
I have a whole giant box full of books now because the bubble mailers came in this giant box and then they packed the bubble mailers into 3 separate boxes and a bunch of like not like the bubble wrap but like the plastic things that they like to pack in, and I was like trying to like pop them so that like I could throw them away, and there's a lot of them. So now they are like stacked into the giant box, like the giant box, and then the bubble mailers, and then all 48 paperbacks I have. Well, 47, not including this one.
There is something that is just terribly satisfying about popping bubble wrap. I don't know what.
Very definitely.
Yeah, I was starting to pop them, and I was like, oh, my neighbors are gonna think like I'm doing something. But yeah, so the ebook is officially available, and for anyone who has ordered the paperbacks or hardcovers through Backer Kit, those should be getting sent out within like the next few weeks ish or so.
We're aiming for that.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a logistical nightmare at this point.
Yeah. I have to wait until I get the labels and the bookmarks and
which should be in 6 to 7 business days.
sweet. So that's probably like by next Friday-ish. Am I counting right? Next Friday or the Monday after, probably.
Somewhere around there. This is why I make scripts.
Normally, yes.
Because we're not very good
We
at
didn't
speaking.
discuss that last night. That was
Writing, yes, but
one of the things
speaking.
that we just like whoosh didn't discuss.
I was thinking we could do some brainstorming at some point as just a fun activity, and maybe brainstorm some characters with tarot cards. I've got plenty of tarot cards.
Oh, Allie's got a, what is it,
The
story engines?
I have the story engine thing. Penguin
I
has
think
that
it's kind of
too.
fun. It's a little hit and miss, but it's fun.
My dad is asking how many books have we sold.
Like 60? Paperback and hardback combined?
Yeah.
Is that including like our personal ones?
Yeah.
Not including the. If you include the personal ones, it's got to be nearing 100.
Yeah, I think so. Because I sold like, what did I say last night? Like, I want to say 8 hardbacks and I don't remember at the moment. And then there's, yeah, so probably close to 100, which is pretty awesome.
I've sold
a lot better
6
than I
paperback.
thought we would.
Yeah.
And excuse me.
Yeah, 10 hardbacks, 14 paperbacks for my personal ones.
Once I'm a little more settled in here in Indiana, I'm planning to order some books and take them around to bookstores and libraries and see what I can do to drum up attention in the local area. Hopefully not catch COVID.
Hopefully.
That would be a good thing. 2 weeks from today, I will have done my book signing, which is a little terrifying but exciting.
I was gonna say, how terrified are you about that?
I mean, I don't know. I'm just gonna focus and think of it as like a school presentation. I can do school presentations. Like,
That's a good way to think about it. Yeah.
And like I already wrote a draft up for what I'm gonna say, and then we'll just see what happens. But yeah, so I am doing a book signing in my town at a local gift shop, and it just kind of fell in my lap. So it should be fun. I have a lot of people who have said that they're interested in coming. So
that's nice.
Yep. There's like the shop owner made a Facebook event, and there's like 30 people who have said that they're interested and or are going, which is, I mean, just because you say you're interested doesn't necessarily mean that you're going, but
yeah.
But yeah, just the fact that there's that many people is pretty cool. I don't think anyone from the server is actually going to join us.
Well, they've been celebrating since
True.
February, January, whenever we first announced it.
Yeah, true.
There was a big surge of, it's so awesome, and then it kind of petered out.
Yeah.
The last
I think
8 months.
I think once they actually hold it in their hands, then it'll be more of a celebration, but like
yeah. This was definitely a much longer process than I expected it to be.
Yeah, hopefully next year will be like way less complicated.
Yeah. We're definitely going to have some firmer rules for next year, a little more singular direction. Did we already picked our theme for next year, didn't we? Do we want to reveal that?
Penguin?
Moonlight and darkness. Stories that take place at nighttime, under the moonlight. Doesn't have to necessarily feature the moon or darkness, but just kind of the general
something
feel.
atmospheric of it.
Yeah. Late night twists.
I gotta start thinking of something, because knowing me, it's gonna take me forever to actually, like, write the darn thing and make it into a short story, so...
I think I learned my lesson this year. I'm not writing and editing.
Yeah.
It does take a lot out of you.
God, I was so freaking exhausted that, 4 months of editing we did for all the stories?
I think it'll help, like, if, I don't know if we're gonna have less rounds of editing, or, I don't know. We'll have to decide that.
Yeah. I do like the idea of the tiered editing system where you look at the major sequence of events, look for big plot holes or character issues, and then the second round you look for like functionality of the story, foreshadowing, is the pacing good, and then you get down and down and down into the more nitty gritty until finally you just do a punctuation sweep for grammar.
Right.
I think Stephanie had a list of tiers of editing or something that she used.
Developmental to not proofreading. Proofreading's last. Developmental, then line edit, then proofreading.
Yep.
Yes. That's what it was.
Looks like we sold an ebook today.
We sold an ebook. Yay!
One ebook on launch day is pretty good.
Considering we had almost no marketing budget, I think that's pretty darn amazing.
Yeah, that is pretty awesome.
And on the to-do list is doing a newsletter as well.
Yeah. Yeah, we got to do that. We have the the thing for signing up for the newsletter on the website. So if you just go to worldsmiths.com and look in, it's like the on the left side, you'll see a spot for entering your email address, and you can sign up to get the newsletter. And how many subscribers do we have, Penguin? So far? Like,
I can see what the current total is. 163.
That's pretty awesome. And that's because
nice.
of what is it? Book? No, what site was it? That we did
Mailer Lite.
Mailer Lite? Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but like, what was the site that we used? Did the promos on?
Wasn't it Goodreads?
No, not Goodreads.
Smashwords?
No, it was something smaller. It was some third party supported indie.
What did we send out the ebooks through?
Book Funnel?
Yeah, Book Funnel.
Book Funnel. Yes.
Yeah, it was because of that, right? The promos on there.
Mm-hmm.
The length of time a project takes is directly proportional to the number of people involved. That's my dad's advice.
That is definitely very true.
Words of wisdom.
Well, now, I mean, that could go either way, because you think about like Amish folk doing a barn raising. You get a whole bunch of people together and you get it done in one day. It's phenomenal to watch.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess it could go either way. It's still proportionally. It's either directly proportional or inversely proportional, depending on which way it ends up working out. In
Right.
our case, it was directly proportional.
Yep. Yeah, we busted our butts for those 9 months.
It took a lot of effort.
It was worth it. This thing is it's awesome.
We can get. And I was reflecting in my screen in the Christmas lights because it's so shiny.
Hi, Muffy. Are you gonna be our fourth subscriber, our viewer? Hi. What? Yep, she is. What else did we want to say?
Thorn, where are you? You want to try?
Don't feed Thorn fries.
He gets one every now and then. He's not a human food dog. I'm just trying to bribe him. He's AWOL, though. Oh, you did hear fries.
Hi, Thorn.
Hi, Thorn.
Oh.
Oh, hi, Doodledore.
Hey, Doodle.
Hello.
He says shiny.
I feel shiny. I
think
keep looking at myself in the camera and I'm like, I don't have any makeup on. I'm just this white.
She says hi. Come on.
Do any of our lovely watchers have any questions for us?
Besides my dad.
I mean, if he has more questions too, that's fine.
Yes, it is fine.
I think we had talked about just kind of walking through how we all got started on this again and some of the things we've learned.
It's all King's fault. 100%.
That's not my fault. I didn't pitch the idea. I just caught it and ran with it.
Encouraged it. Just one night, a long time ago, in 2020, we were in the server just talking about stuff, and then the 5-year anniversary came up, and we joked about an anthology, and you jumped on that bandwagon, and you pushed us on the bandwagon. We almost fell off, but we kept going.
I pushed that car hard for a while.
You really pushed it.
And then it started to get momentum, which was good because I ran out of energy quick. And now we've done it. Here we are. 9.5 months later, and we have hard copies, we have paperbacks, we have ebooks,
we have reviews.
We have reviews, some really awesome reviews. We should read some of those reviews.
We should. Hold on, let me pull it up. My dad says, so, Tang, are you getting in, quote, in mode for a vampire story?
I do like writing vampire stories.
Because of your pale color.
No, I'm just this pale all the time. I've always been incredibly pale. My whole life, people have looked at me and gone, do you feel all right? You look really pale. You're not sick, are you? Like, no, I'm just really frickin' pale. I don't tan at all.
Yeah, I burned to a crisp. I blame my Irish heritage on that one. I burned to a crisp and am a lobster. All right, so let's see. Hold on. Sorry, I'm like,
Pam is signing off now, but very proud and happy for all of us. Thank you, Pam.
oh, that's my mom. Okay, mom. So here's one of the reviews. It was a 5-star review.
Ah, yes.
Such a thought-provoking fantasy anthology. Each story was gripping, well-imagined, and left me wanting more. I can honestly say I enjoyed each and every one of the short works presented in this anthology. All works were excellently written, vivid, and so original. 3 especially stood out. By the Moon's Last Light by Sean Kane was was an absolutely epic battlefield tale. The
Yes, I love
characters
that one.
the characters were unique and well drawn, and the suspense and stakes kept me turning pages until the conclusion. The Free State by Michael A. Impankin. I'm butchering that name, sorry.
I don't know how to say that name either. Sorry, Michael.
Um, Featured one of the best dystopian societies I have ever read. Chilling, fast-paced, and equal parts gruesome and heartbreaking. I found the psychological twists and turns of this tale expertly handled, and I really appreciate the questions it posed. I won't say too much about it, but the ending was 10 out of 10. Mystery at the Millennium Theater by Freya Bell hooked me from the start. The setting and the concept was so intriguing, and I got instant flashbacks to my junior year of college performing the Tales of Hoffmann. Atmospherically, this one was alive and captivating, and I couldn't help but fall in love with all the characters, especially the marionettes. I was thoroughly shocked by the ending, too, a great twist. I've never been a big short story reader, but I'm a convert now. I don't think I've ever read short stories in the fantasy sci-fi genre before either, but I want more. It's a great way to get the fix without committing to a 500-page fantasy tome, if you know what I mean. True
Those
story.
ones that keep you reading till 4 a.m. and then you have to get up at 5.
Yep. I'm eager for another anthology from Worldsmith.
Me too.
Right?
I want to start today.
You know, if we did that, we might actually get it out at the start of next year. We're halfway through.
Probably halfway through.
I'm taking that back right now. I'm not jumping on that bandwagon. I'm abandoning it.
This is
Let's
all your
not
fault,
do
remember
that. Let's
Um,
take a couple months break. We've
I
got
feel real
NaNoWriMo
festive
coming
this
up next month. And
oh boy.
Yeah, this isn't a good time to
so-
do it. This is a good time to
Um,
advertise the next one and say when submissions are going to be opening,
yeah,
which is TBD still.
TBD.
Does someone else want to read one of the reviews? I put it in the Gen chat thing.
I will read one, yeah. Let's see. Let me open the web page up and close the pop-up. Oh, we have 2 5-star reviews. I'll go ahead and read a 4-star. I'll read this one's from excuse me. This one's from Cassie Snow. I had the opportunity to receive an ARC of Myths, Legends, and Dreams. That's an advanced reader copy for those who don't know. A Worldsmiths Anthology 1, and it did not disappoint. There are 16 short stories included, with some authors having 2 included. I was immediately drawn in from the first story, The Golden Mark of Betrayal by Freya Bell. The story was... Wait, did you read this one?
No.
No, everybody just loves Freya's story. Okay. I mean, it's a good one.
You get like 3 shout outs so far. Like in the different reviews.
Let me pause here for a minute. Freya remind me, The Golden Market Betrayal, that is a short story set in a novel you're working on or a series you're working on?
It's a prequel to the stories I've written for our monthly challenges featuring Maz. So it's his childhood and him getting chosen to serve a goddess, and that choosing has impact through all the stories that I've written so far.
Okay. Because I knew it was connected to a larger series of stories. I just couldn't remember if it was novels or short stories. But
Short stories.
yeah.
So a Maz story is one of my two choices for NaNoWriMo. So we'll see what happens there.
The story was fast-paced and had great detail. It left me wanting to hear more of the story and find out what happens to Maz. Well, you've definitely got one person hooked on the Maz storyline. The Mist Beast of Blackwood Forest by Emma Schoten, I'm sorry if I mispronounced that, Emma, was one of my favorites in this anthology. I liked that one a lot too. It just had that nice classic fantasy vibe. Cassie says it had a unique storyline and provided enough background in such a short story for me to want to spend time thinking about how the story might progress in the future. I have vivid images in my mind of the world created in The Drakenwald's Guardian by Ali Kelly. Shout out for Ali. A world where one dragon remains and is fighting to save his kingdom with the help of a young stranger. I would love to read more by Ali Kelly. The Free State by Michael has some unnecessary swearing in the first few pages that do not really add anything to the story. However, once past that, the story really takes off and has a very interesting concept of alien powers taking over the Earth. By the Moon's Last Light by Sean Kane was a very well-written story about war between elves, dwarves, devilkin, and dragons who all possessed magical powers. I was really pulling for Keg and enjoyed reading about a new power that was used on the enemy's side that I had never read about before. I love how spoiler free she is. Like she makes me want to go back and read it again. Overall, the stories in Myths, Legends, and Dreams were entertaining and left me wishing that they would keep going so I could stay immersed in the stories. I have now found a whole new group of authors that have made me interested in reading more of their works. I would definitely recommend giving this anthology a shot.
Man.
That's some high freaking praise.
Yeah, right? Let's see, where's the one from? Oh, I guess the one I read first was the one from last night. This one is from Doodledore, I believe. I was lucky enough to receive an advanced copy ebook version while waiting for my hardcover copy, and I have to say I loved reading it. Generally, I'm not a fan of anthologies, as the stories are far too short for my taste. Myths, Legends, and Dreams is a great read with 16 stories of various lengths, leaving the reader wanting for more. All the stories were interesting, but I can't wait to read more from my personal favorites, Freya Bell and Nicole L. Soper Gordon. Hopefully there are more adventures of Maz and Taz.
I do. It's so hard for me to go. I love that story. It's one of my favorites, but they're freaking all. I
We
loved
included them
all of
because we
them
like
almost.
them.
I mean, yeah, we tried very hard not to be biased. There are a couple stories I didn't personally enjoy, and I'm not going to call them out because it doesn't feel, there's nothing constructive I can say. They just didn't appeal to me on a personal basis, and that's okay.
Right.
Everybody's got their own little thing that they like. Like there was one story, not naming in particular, that you two both thought was absolute tedium, and I fucking loved every word of it, and I pushed pretty hard to keep it in.
I don't even know if I remember what one you're talking about. Honestly, so
That's okay. It
I'm
doesn't
just
matter
like,
because we talked about it. I remember we talked about it,
many things.
and you guys agreed there weren't really technical issues with it other than the pace was a little too slow with the initial draft,
Oh,
which we all agreed on.
yeah, I think
And
I think I know what one you're talking about now.
but it its intention as a story did not appeal to either of you because that wasn't something you were really into. And that was something we all had. There was always one or two stories, you know, one of us didn't particularly care for it at all, but there weren't technical issues with it. It just didn't appeal. And that's something I think it's important for any of our writers, if anybody watching is a writer or creator of any kind, to understand that what you create is not necessarily good or bad based on what other people think about it. Because there are always going to be people who don't like it flat out and just don't want to give it even a chance. And there are going to be people who love it no matter, you know, what faults it may have.
Right.
And I'm done preaching now. I kind of went off on a rant. I'm sorry.
Let's see.
Sarah says she's looking forward to reading the anthology. Sarah, do you have a copy already, or are you here to get a free copy? We did say we were going to give some free copies away of the ebook.
That has to be of an anthology. There is bound to be one or all of the stories that draw readers in. And my dad says that I gotta run. Congrats to all. So proud. Thanks, Dad.
Bye, Allie Dad. I don't know his name.
Bob. No, it's not really Bob, but
bye, Bob.
It is not Bob.
It is now because that's what you told me. He will forever be Bob now.
I'm sure he appreciates that. I would be happy to get a free copy, but will also purchase my own because I love hard copies. Oh, yay! Yeah. So, unfortunately, we are not doing hard copies anymore.
Yeah, the
because
hard copies were a backer kit special.
yeah,
Sorry,
that was
hon.
unfortunately a backer kit only
We
thing.
are going to give one away in the stream because I have extras.
Ooh,
Oh, we do.
we are.
Yes.
There you go.
Surprise!
Surprise, surprise. Well, maybe you will get one.
Yeah, so Penguin apparently, Penguin is in charge. So I call it Penguin, but that's her username in the channel.
Freya, yeah.
It's just my default name for her. Like
my stepdad gets so confused when I use screen names and handle names. So I have to try and remember people's legal names. So, because he prefers to hear a normal name when I'm talking about people he doesn't know. I don't know why, but
when I was younger, I used to give a fake name, and it was Danielle. Like that's not even close to my actual name. It was just like the girl from Hocus Pocus, and I was like, okay, like I'll pretend I'm the girl from Hocus Pocus, and in reality, I should have been like, wait, maybe I should just go by my nickname and not tell strangers my last name. But I was like 11, so
many things can be forgiven for an 11-year-old.
Yeah. Yeah, so apparently we are doing a physical copy giveaway, so you're in luck. But yeah, so we decided that we were only going to do physical copies for a limited time because of the cost. But I don't know, next year we might need to figure something out. I don't know how.
At some point we might figure out how to do it on demand, but right now it's really gosh, my brain is blanking on the word. fiscally unsound, we'll go with that,
Yeah.
for us to offer hard copies online for sale, because we just don't have a good way to do it on demand. And we
Right.
don't want to be ordering, copies ourselves and then just having them piled around. You guys can't see it because I was very careful about how I set my camera up, but my room is an absolute wreck everywhere outside of frame. I have so many boxes still unpacked. I just moved, so and it's been a crazy move.
Sarah says, I'm happy to have whatever I get. Ebook would be just as good. You put in enough hard work that you earned me purchasing a copy. Oh, thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you, Sarah.
We did. We busted our butts.
We did. There was more than a few nights there where we were all just kind of crying in each other's arms, going, I don't want to do this anymore. Why are we doing this? But by that point, we had committed so much time, effort, energy, and money. We
Yeah.
weren't going to let ourselves quit.
We spent enough hours that we could basically be paid like almost a full-time job for it.
Yeah, I think we probably did put in full-time, probably overtime levels of hours.
Especially like in the beginning when we were like researching and like trying to figure out how to do it, like the logistics. Like
Yeah.
the United States just makes everything complicated.
Oh my God,
something to emphasize. We're not getting
a
paid for
nightmare.
any of this.
Yeah.
We're
paid.
Volunteers.
we're getting reimbursed for the money we put in, but that's it. We're not getting paid for our time and effort.
No. I mean, my ideal 5-year plan is down the road we'd be able to hire ourselves as employees once we're a big enough publishing company. But
once we're a little more established and we've got a little more, maybe we've got our own in-house lawyer instead of me.
Yeah.
Like I'm reasonably confident as a layperson in finding the big hurdles for legalese, but I gotta admit, I was a little bit nervous writing up the contracts for the anthology, but I think I covered all the bases. It's not the most professional industrial standard contract for sure, but I think we got everybody's butts covered on all sides, and that's what counts.
Yeah. Sarah says, I saw the videos on Worldsmith with the think tank stuff.
Oh, the brainstorming posts.
Ah.
Yeah, it's my goal to do more of those, hopefully. Because they're fun to do. It's just a matter of finding all the time to do it.
Yeah.
It would be nice if we could make that like a regular thing.
On top of writing challenges and discussions and
hey,
we're free form. We don't need to prepare too much. Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. I mean, we're turning this into a professional thing. It takes time and energy and constant love and effort. And why am I jumping on this bandwagon again?
You are stuck on this bandwagon.
I am. I'm so happy I found you guys. I really am. This has been the best writing community experience of my entire life.
Yeah.
And Doodle makes me feel much better saying she moved 3 years ago and is still unpacking. Or he. I'm sorry, Doodle. I forget your pronouns. But yeah, that's probably going to be me 3 years from now. Yeah, I'm still unpacking.
But yeah, like I've started my share of writing communities in the past, like over probably I was probably like maybe in high school, so like 18 years, and Worldsmith is definitely the one that's come the farthest, like not even just because of the whole publishing thing, but because of there's
just
granted,
activity and membership level.
Yeah, there's 500 members in the server, and granted, they don't all say anything; they pretty much just lurk. But
we've got a good 50 to 100 who are regular conversationalists.
Yeah,
and we've got I think we're working our way up to 5 to a dozen who regularly participate in the writing challenge each month too.
Right. Yeah, the participation for the challenges has definitely gone up too, which is really good considering like when Worldsmith first started, it was like we were lucky to get like anywhere between 2 to 5 submissions, maybe. There was one, I want to say, the prompt was like fight or fighting or something, and I want to say that got like 6 submissions, but that was before Penguin joined.
Okay, we've got Cass in the chat now.
Welcome.
Cass says it isn't the unpacking, it is shifting. So there is some truth to that.
Yeah. So do we maybe want to do like, so I have to practice for my book signing because I also have to read the first scene.
Oh yes, practice.
Yeah, so I'm going to use this as an excuse to practice. And you guys can tell me if I go too fast or anything. So this will be the first public reading of my story. Okay. I should probably. Oh, I gotta turn that light on.
By all means, Sarah, pass the info along to your sister or anyone else. Word of mouth is our biggest friend right now.
Yes, please.
And we're most likely doing submissions from outside of Worldsmiths. We'll have kind of 2 tracks. One for outside people and one for people who are Worldsmiths members. So if she wants to submit a story, there's 2 ways she could do it if she doesn't want to join the writing group. But we'd love to have her join the writing group, of course. More the merrier.
Okay.
I'd give you a dramatic drum roll, but I'm not very good at drum rolls.
Okay. I'm a little nervous, so hold on. Let me put it. Wow. Okay. I gotta mark off the page that I gotta stop at. Okay. The Drakenwald's Guardian by Allie Kelly. Light filtered through the golden leaves and white branches of a tree onto Cathan's scales as he stood nearby on a cliff. His nostrils flared as he inhaled the heady smells of the forest below. He breathed in the smell of leaf mulch stirred by his clawed feet. Cathan craned his long neck, to observe the golden leaves of the Drakenwald tree, his green eyes glistening with a hint of matching gold. He snorted in satisfaction, lowering himself and tucking his front legs comfortably beneath his belly. The forest was silent, just the way he liked it. No squirrels chattering as they collected their nuts, no birds twittering as they made their nests. They wouldn't dare. All the creatures of the forest knew who he was. Cathan, last of the dragons, guardian of the Drakenwald tree. Cathan lowered his head toward the ground. A yawn revealed twin rows of long, sharp teeth and a forked serpentine tongue as he settled in for his afternoon nap. He closed his eyes, heaving a sigh. An unfamiliar scent floating on the air caught his attention. He raised his head and looked around the edge of the clearing below, searching for an intruder. They were close, very close. A low growl rose in his throat. How had he missed them until now? His shoulders rose in anger as he stood and stalked away from the tree, down into the clearing. Cathan followed the scent to the lake's edge beneath his cliff, searching for the intruder. He stepped close to the water, his gaze sweeping the trees. A twig snapped, and Cathan threw his body to his left, unfurling his wings. His ears pricked as he heard heavy breathing, and he lowered his head closer to one of the trees as he peered around it. The intruder gasped, flailing their arms as they fell. As they backed into a tree and pulled their legs As they backed into a tree and pulled their legs to their chest, their hood fell to their shoulders. A human girl. Rage formed in the pit of his stomach. A human, here in his woods. He reared on his hind legs, extending his wings to their full length, and bellowed a thunderous roar that echoed through through the valley and shook the ground beneath his feet. How dare a human come here, near the last Dragonwall tree, after the others were destroyed? Did she not know the story? Kathan studied her face as she raised her hands over her ears, covering them with her palms beneath messy, curly brown hair. Two green eyes surrounded by a rounded face gazed up at him, and Kathan snapped his jaw shut as his roar faded. Then he lowered his head to look down at the girl. Part of him wanted to strike out at her right then. Humans had invaded his home, hunted down the other dragons, and destroyed the other Dragonwall trees, leaving only one behind. Though he had gotten used to his life of solitude, the ache in his heart for his fellow dragons had never faded. As he watched the girl shaking like a leaf on the ground in front of him, the voice of Kathan's empathy spoke out. She's just a girl, he thought. She has nothing to do with the actions of other humans. She couldn't be more than 16 years old, judging from her size and scent, and the other dragons had been gone for decades. Despite his feelings toward humans, killing her seemed distasteful. Kathan huffed, baring his teeth, his nostrils flaring. Who are you, and what are you doing in my forest? The girl raised her head, staring up at him with wide eyes. She started to speak, but could barely form the words as they caught in her throat. Kathan bared his teeth again, growing impatient. Tell me your name, he growled. Neve. Please, don't eat me, she begged, her voice shaking. Kathan's cold laughter echoed throughout the clearing. Child, if I wanted to eat you, I'd have done it within seconds of seeing you. Now, what are you doing in my forest? My sister has been taken by slavers. I need help finding them and getting her back, she answered in a troubling voice. I was following them and found my way here, but I tripped and hurt my ankle. Kathan raised his head. Does that mean there were others in the forest looming closer to the tree? Come closer. I will not hurt you, he said. He waited for the girl to obey. The fear fell from her face, replaced by curiosity as she leaned forward from the tree. You really are a dragon, aren't you? My name is Kathan. I am the guardian of this forest, and you are trespassing, he growled. Neve stared up at him in awe. I've never seen a dragon before. I was always told they'd all been hunted down. Some said they weren't real. Kathan lowered his head toward her. I assure you, I'm quite real. See for yourself. Neve hesitantly raised her hand toward him. Her fingers hesitated for a moment before she finally touched the end of his snout near his nostrils, running her hand over his rough, warm scales. Kathan closed his eyes, breathing in her scent as Neve's fingers touched him. His snout twitched, and her earthy human scent filled his nostrils and as he tried to sniff out the scents of the slavers. There was something else, something faint but familiar. He shut his eyes tighter, trying to remember. He'd smelled something similar a long time ago, but recognition eluded him. Abandoning the effort, he lifted his lids and watched Neve's eyes fill with even more curiosity. They held an interesting mix of innocence and sorrow. I never expected to talk to a dragon, Neve said, lowering her hand. Kathan watched the girl, contemplating his response as he pulled his head back. He didn't want to stray too far from the tree, and who knew where these slavers were by now. Do you know where these slavers were going? He asked. Toward Rothia, he replied. Kathan studied her skeptically as he considered her story. The city of Rothia was much further outside the border of the forest than Kathan would have liked. Nearly a half-day's walk for a human. He didn't like the idea of her kind being here, and the sooner they left, the better. He couldn't risk leaving the tree unguarded for long, though. It won't happen again. Not under my watch, he thought, remembering the beautiful trees of the beautiful leaves of the other Dragonwall trees burning before, shaking off the painful memory. He had to get Neve as far away from the tree as he could. Staying in the swarm would make the journey difficult, however. Riding was a special privilege reserved for those bonded to a dragon. Besides, it would be easier to pass through the trees and keep a closer eye on her if he wasn't in the swarm. Cthon huffed and rose from the ground. I will help you, but first I must take care of something. Stay here, he said. He entered the shallow lake and walked toward the cave behind the waterfall. As he entered the cave's darkness, his shifting magic stirred within him, clawing at his insides. A long growl escaped him, echoing throughout the cave as it continued ripping at him. Bones crunched and flesh squelched as his body shifted. Wings shrank into his back and disappeared. His claws did the same, forming human hands and feet, and his limbs shortened into arms and legs. He fumbled in the darkness as his eyes struggled to adjust, and he searched for the pile of human clothing made in the nation of Elisora he kept for when he shifted to his form. Not that he shifted very often. He detested being in his human form. Neve's jaw dropped as he approached after emerging from the cave. You can shift into a human? Cthon glanced down at himself and considered what he looked like to her. He wore a long-sleeved tunic, simple pants and boots, and a cloak wrapped tight with the hood drawn down, revealing a short beard and sharp jaw, and a head of brown hair that was shorn close to his scalp. I assure you that dragons are capable of far more than simply burning down villages, or whatever your fellow humans would have told you, Cthon answered with a shrug. Now come along. The sooner we find your sister, the sooner I can return home. He jumped from the last rock onto the beach, then walked toward Neve. Can you put any weight on your foot? Neve stood straight against the tree and placed her foot on the ground. She winced and shifted her weight off of it. Some, but it'll slow me down. Cthon sighed. This would take longer than he'd hoped. He searched for a sturdy branch, found one that satisfied him, then offered it to her. Here, use this as a walking stick. He grabbed the crook of Neve's arm, staring her hard in the eyes. If we pass anyone, say nothing about who I am if they ask. Understood? Cthon kept his voice low. Neve silently nodded, waiting for him to let her go. Cthon watched her for a moment before he turned back toward the Drakenwall tree. Its leaves contained protective magic that could prove useful on this journey. He considered returning to the tree to collect a few, then dismissed the notion with a confident shrug as he turned back. They traveled until it became too dark to see and made camp for the night. And that is the end of scene 1. Oh, Ashley's watching. Hi, Ashley. That's my coworker.
Hi, Ashley. We've heard many wonderful things about you.
How'd I do?
I mean, you did good. I felt like it would have been a little more dramatic if you'd stopped at Kassan's line where he goes, I have something to take care of, and then just kind of stop it there. It's
You don't
like
think I should read
the hook right there
You don't
felt
think I
like
should read
really
the whole
strong.
scene?
No, I think it hooks a lot stronger right there.
Okay.
That would be my only suggestion.
Okay. That actually makes it easier because then, like, I don't know if I'm going to have to wear a mask, like, while I'm reading.
Right. You
And,
want to try and minimize how much you're reading with the
Yeah.
current situation
Like,
being what it is.
That was great. I can't wait to read it myself. Yay! What the heck? Sorry, I just got like a random message. Anyway, yeah, I think like unless people want me to read more, then
Yeah.
I'm definitely good with just reading up until that point.
And of course, if they want to read more, they could always buy a copy.
Yeah.
That's the point of a reading, to make you buy the book.
Exactly.
We don't want to be starving artists. We want to be comfy, well-paid artists.
Yes, please.
Just dropping the link there for Amazon for the ebook if anybody wants to click on it for any particular reason.
You could also find it on Smashwords and basically every other major online book retailer. So if you don't want to go through Amazon for reasons, you don't have to.
Hold on.
I'm trying to keep my politics out of things.
Yeah.
I'm just. Why are you showing only part of it? That's not quite what I wanted.
We're
just trying to
attempting a
show my
screen share.
Yeah, it's not. Oh, there we go.
There we go.
Better. So I'm just sharing this here so you can see bestseller rank. We are in the top 1,000 for
Wow.
Top 1,000.
fantasy and short stories.
That's pretty
Wow.
awesome.
I don't know how that happened. I mean, I'm just kind of assuming there's not that many anthologies out there. But there it is. We are ranking right now.
Wow, that's awesome.
That's pretty cool.
I mean, top 1,000. You think about how many thousands of people are out there with books and stuff. I think that's pretty freaking awesome for
I
a
think
brand
so.
new organization with their debut novel and no marketing budget.
Yeah.
What is it? We're in the
Yeah,
top
Facebook
1,000
ads are not our friend.
We're in the top 1,000 for what? For
Top
It
1,000
is-
rank.
top 1,000 rank. We're here. I can just go back. It's easier.
Does it say what number we are exactly?
Yep. 431 for science fiction anthologies, 530 in fantasy anthology and short stories, and 548 in fantasy anthologies.
wow.
So we're actually closer to the top 500 range.
Yeah, we're
than the
pretty
top
close.
1,000. So that's even better.
That's amazing. Oh my god.
I like
Well,
it.
So Ashley, oh my god, Ashley and I have an inside joke about my Coke cans, and she's dying laughing that I have it sitting behind me. I'm mainly drinking because I'm thirsty, but also because of that. So that's for you, Ashley. We definitely need to post that on social media.
Yeah, I'm putting it on Twitter now.
Okay, good.
Oh, I guess I don't need to show you that I am putting it on Twitter.
I was going to say, we
Go
can
back to
see
my
that you're
face.
putting it on Twitter. You're still sharing your screen.
There we go. It's back to my face.
Wait, so then how are we in the top? And that's for ebooks? That's
Yeah.
for the ebook.
Ebooks
Yeah.
for those categories.
Yeah, for those categories there.
Wow.
You killing her. Why are you killing her?
Apparently my laugh is very infectious and I always make her laugh, so
I will agree with that analysis.
oh god. Yeah, Ashley, you want to talk about laughing? Like you should see us on the voice chat. So what else are we doing?
We could do a brainstorming session or...
We could read another review. Do you want to read a review, Freya?
Sure. Let me go back to one of my 18 tabs here.
I think there's only like 2 more that we haven't read.
No, we got
There's 7 there.
7 total.
I read like 2.
And I read 1, so 4 more to go. Do we want to read them all?
Well, 2 of them are really short.
Yeah.
My phone is going off. Bear with me a moment.
So the 2 short ones from Lisbeth. It was very interesting to read this anthology. I liked all of the 16 stories by the different authors. A fun way to get to know new authors. Thank you for the experience. It was worth it. So that's a nice, short, sweet little one there. And another short one beneath it is from Bianca. This collection of short stories is a great read. I like getting to know a little bit about each author in a little intro at the beginning of each author's story. Oh, see you later, Doodle. Have
That
fun.
format worked good. Bye, Doodle. Have some good food.
Wait, where's? Oh, we didn't read the one that mentioned sheepies.
I was gonna say there was one that
Yeah, so Goodreads is kind of annoying. Like I basically had to like press like the sort order bit, yeah, the sort order link, like click that and then press newest and make it appear. Like that's the only reason I was able to even find it last night. Yeah, so let's see. So this is from Shy. She is one of the TikTok ARC readers. She gave us a 5-star review. If you're looking for some new stories to fall in love with, trust me, this group of authors has got you covered. Myths, Legends, and Dreams was a pleasure to read, with 16 stories that, if you're anything like me, will have your emotions all over the place. Starting off strong, The Golden Mark of Betrayal by Freya Bell had me instantly drawn in. The setting and characters were so well written, I had a picture in my head with every line I read. The ending of this one left me feeling a mixture of anger, joy, and relief, wondering what would have happened had the story gone on for just a few more pages, which I believe it should have.
yeah, it's definitely one I wouldn't mind seeing some novel creep on.
Yes.
I've been toying with the idea.
We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens when NaNoWriMo gets closer and closer. I was a little worried with such a strong start, everything else would fall flat in comparison, but I was wrong. While not every story was my cup of tea, it wasn't because they were boring or badly written, which surprised me a little. Each story had intriguing characters, motivations that were understandable, and vivid descriptions that made each one a unique reading experience. My absolute favorite story was Not Quite Dead Enough by Odessa Silver. The personification of both life and death was creative and intriguing, while the progression of the story highlighted their complicated relationship. Considering life and death are often seen as opposites, reading about them bickering like irritated coworkers made me laugh. Although the story itself was just a tiny bit dark and the beginning had me a little confused, this one definitely tops my list. Captivating until the last second, especially with that ending, I enjoyed every word of it. As I was reading, there was one story that stuck out simply because it felt a little out of place. While Heroic Exit by Caitlin Donovan was amazingly written and funny, I felt like it wasn't as on theme with the rest of the stories in this collection and may have been better as a standalone. That being said, the idea of elderly superheroes was absolutely hilarious. Despite feeling like it wasn't as on theme as it should have been, this story still ended up being one of my favorites. In conclusion, Myth, Legends, and Dreams was a great read overall and is definitely an anthology I will be recommending to friends and rereading myself.
Ooh, rereading. That's some
We
high
reread it a
praise.
lot, so we can.
Yeah, we reread it a lot, but that's because we had to. Somebody voluntarily rereading it is very good praise.
So I'm just putting some codes into the chat here. If you want, you can go get some free short stories from one from myself and one from Nicole Soper Gordon, who is a fantastic writer. I love all of her stuff. So these codes are reusable, but I'm just putting a couple in here just so people have enough to get the codes in there. So there's 3. How many viewers do we have? 4. I'll put 4 in.
Aren't the codes reusable though?
Yeah, they are, but it looks fancier to do separate codes.
It spoiled the effect.
Yeah, if people put in the same code, it's not going to kick you out or anything.
So feel free to share with friends.
Yeah, feel free to share those.
We're more concerned about getting our name out than having people purchase copies at this point.
Yeah, this duology is available for 99 cents on Amazon, but it's free elsewhere because you can't do just free on Amazon. It has to be a special price. Anyway, so yeah, share these codes if you want, and you can get a free short story. Well, 2 free short stories. One is by Nicole Soper Gordon, as I said, and it features intelligent bird-like aliens negotiating with
That's right. I
a
remember that one
king
now.
to secure an alliance, and it's really good. And the other one features a dream doctor who is trying to help a thief and has to decide whether she wants to continue her comfy life or if she should join a revolution, overthrow the empress.
The Oniromancer, right?
Yes, the Oniromancer.
I liked that one.
I,
I liked
I,
both of them. They were both very fun to read.
I like those stories a lot. I had a lot of fun writing. What did I even call it now? Oh my goodness! Oh, the Oniromancer and the Thief, and it is hints of romance in there, lesbian romance.
Just
So
just a little
sprinkle,
tidbits
just a little some flirting. So yeah, get your stories. I guess I didn't finish that tweet either.
You gotta finish the tweet before it twits.
Multitasking. I'm also kind of maybe working on the newsletter at the same time.
See, this is why we say Freya's in charge, because
Yeah,
she keeps
is
the
in
ball
charge.
rolling. You give me a specific single task, I can usually accomplish it in a reasonable time frame, but trying to keep up with everything is not my
Well, I
not
have my
forte.
super high-tech reminder here of letters. And you'll
Very
notice that it
high-tech.
says the 8th, and because I'm a day behind. So. But we're getting there.
You're getting us there faster than I would. I'm one of those people who has, this is a great idea, let's do it, and then I run out of energy pretty
That's honestly
quick.
what I thought was going to happen here.
Oh, you.
It would have, except, you guys kept it moving. Like, I burned out of
showed
energy
up, I'm like,
back
okay,
in...
move off to the side. I've got this now.
Yeah.
Back in April, I was ready to kind of just walk away and be like, okay, this was a fun idea, but I'm done now.
There were some moments where we were like, oh, good Lord, what did we get ourselves into?
Like the 7th or 8th time rereading stories.
Yeah, please let's avoid doing that.
Definitely try to keep it to 3 or 4 next time.
Oh my god. So much.
It got so bad at the end there, we couldn't read them on our own. We had to get on voice chat and read them together.
Voice chat is definitely the way to go. We caught way more stuff on voice chat than we ever did reading by ourselves.
Yeah, that piece of writing advice, read it out loud before you share it or publish it. That is a priceless piece of writing advice that there is no exception. You should always do it.
Sarah is asking if each code is for the same book. Yes.
Yes. Yeah, it gets you the same duology. Dreams and Deceit, that's what it's called. The Dreams for mine, Deceit for Nicole.
Yes, Cass. Freya is the master of the multitask.
She really is. Like,
I don't know how she does it.
The reason Worldsmith is like what it is now is mostly because of her, like,
that was another moment where I'm like, okay, stand aside.
Yep. She handles the hard stuff.
Yep. I pretty much just like, sit in the background. I'm like, phenomenal cosmic powers, and she's like, itty bitty living space. So I get the phenomenal cosmic powers. That's all that matters.
But they make you do the hard stuff of like, okay, we have to talk to this person and have like a delicate conversation. Guess who gets to do that? Because you're the
You and I switch back and forth with that sometimes.
Sometimes. I'll type up the message
did-
and get you to send it.
I did a little bit.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Do we want to tease that?
Sure.
So we don't have the money for it right now, but we have been scouting voice talent to do an audiobook version of Myths, Legends, and Dreams. And we've gotten a few interested and very talented voice actors, mostly from YouTube. But we just don't have enough money to pay them yet
We
because
really don't have the
it's
money.
insanely expensive to pay somebody to read a book at a recording level quality, and then we're also asking them to do their own audio editing.
Yeah, what did
We
you
have
say?
no
It was
idea how
like
to do that.
$2,000 or something?
Oh God, no! It wasn't even that much.
Oh,
The
that was for the
average
low
was
end
like
one. It was like 10,000. Yeah.
the average. The industry standard average was 15,000 at the low end for a book our size.
Yeah.
And the mid-range average, which some of the guys I reached out to have more than enough talent and experience to warrant, was closer to about 20,000.
Yeah.
And we just kind of went, yeah, we can't do that yet.
Ooh, maybe not ever. Really?
No, don't say that. Don't say that.
I mean, $20,000. I don't know.
Unless we
We
DIY
could go
it.
viral and have $1 million tomorrow. You don't know.
If we go viral and have $1 million tomorrow, then
Quit your job.
move to
We'll
Canada.
hire ourselves. We'll all move to Canada because Canada rocks.
Yeah, Canada is way less complicated.
I don't know about less complicated, but
Less complicated for incorporating.
the incorporating was so much easier with Canada than with the US.
Yeah.
I think I heard a doorbell. I'm not sure if it was on my headset or in my house.
Not at my place. My dog.
Not mine.
Gone, but.
I have to go investigate that. I'm sorry.
Oh, good.
Sarah says, well, you have to think how much you will charge to people that want to hear the audiobook. Yeah.
I think it's like $40 or $50 per on Audible per book if you're not using your monthly credits. So it's not like an audiobook is cheap to buy either.
Right.
So we would get money back on it eventually. It's just that upfront capital. I mean, we could always look into loans and everything, but that's a whole can of wax I don't think I'm quite ready for yet.
Definitely forward a big chunk of that to the readers. Yeah, I don't know about loans. Loans just sound very scary and complicated.
One of my stepdad's friends came over to visit.
Ah, yes.
I said hello. I said I'm working, and then I said goodbye. Let's see, what have I missed on the messages? Sarah, did you guys look at this already? I was asking about how much we'll charge people who want to hear the audiobooks, which is basically how much are we thinking about charging for the audiobooks?
And I said that I know on Audible it's like $40 or $50 per non-credit book. So I don't know if that's something we would charge, but that's kind of the.
I think that would be almost too much.
It's hard for a indie group like us to do it.
You have to find that balance point between what the market expects to pay for the item you're producing and pricing it high enough that you're not just throwing money away by putting it out there.
Right. She also says, I would also think of starting something like a coffee. I think it's coffee. Where you get donations instead of goal amount to have fans of your work. So it says, yeah, we did that. We did that with
Coffee is a good website. No, Coffee's a regular website though. You set up a Because I know a couple
It's
of
like a tip
YouTubers
jar.
who it is. It's basically
Yeah.
a digital tip jar, and you can set goals, and it will track the goals as people make donations. The whole theme is they're buying you cups of coffee.
Okay. Yeah, I've seen
Coffee.
mentions of it on TikTok, but like I didn't really know what it was. That's pretty cool. We should.
Yeah, that is definitely something we should
Yeah.
look into setting up, is a coffee account.
We looked into Patreon, but that requires such regularity, and we're not quite there. We're pretty.
None
we're
of
not
us are
scheduled
social
people.
media fashionistas.
Yeah, like
We're not influencers.
No.
We have a Redbubble shop that we set up just to have and to
I
kind
do
of
want to get some stuff from that.
kind of
I
use
just don't have money right now.
kind of use as a way to um like kind of get some extra money. And somewhere I have, hold on one second. Sorry, I'm looking for, here it is. So we have a Redbubble shop that we keep forgetting exists, but I ordered this.
Oh yeah. I like it.
Yeah. I keep forgetting that the Redbubble shop exists, and of course, like I haven't even touched this yet. But
I never write in those. I love collecting them, but I never write in them.
dude, I have journals that my aunt got me probably when I was in high school that I haven't even touched. Sarah says it's why I suggested coffee. Patreon would be a patrons that regularly assist your craft, but coffee is great to have them see your goal as a group and they just assist as they are able. Yeah. Okay.
Everybody likes watching the little meter fill up.
Yeah, we should definitely look into that. What else are we doing?
I think we read all the reviews.
We did.
There's the story engine, or we could do some tarot for character building, brainstorming.
Or we could do some more readings. People seem to enjoy that.
Good.
I could do a reading.
You could.
Is that a hint?
Hint, hint, nudge, nudge.
Go for it.
Let's see. God, I have to find the right version of the story. I did so many copies.
I know.
Let's see. I think this is the final version, so this may differ slightly from the version in the book, but basically, this is The Thief and the Pirate, which was one of my contributions, and is much more fun than my other contribution, which was Our Sacrifice, and is kind of very dark. So, The Thief and the Pirate by C.P. Miller. Captain Gareth scowled at his crew and sneered at their cowering. They were clustered close together on the dock, their eyes darting between him and his ship, the Merry Devil. At this late hour, they ought to be on that ship. Each and every one looked ready to soil themselves or flee. Gareth's reddening face and rising voice made some flinch and others cringe away from him. What do you mean the spirit of John Silver is on board and demanding I return his journal? It's just like we said, Captain, Matilda spoke up, her voice tight with restraint. At barely 5 feet tall, she was the smallest boatswain Gareth had ever sailed with, but more than once the Reaver captain had watched her hurl men at 3 times her weight across a tavern street or deck. Now, however, she stood before him sweating as if feverish, except her brown face had a distinct pallor untouched by flush. We heard a noise down in the hold, went to investigate, and there was a flash. Riley cut her off. Fires from the hell itself! From Davy Jones' locker! The lad was young, new to the crew, and very excitable. But for once no one was silencing him. Some nodded in agreement. Gareth dragged a palm down his face and took a deep breath. Riley. His voice started as a low, guttural growl and rose in volume with each word. There are no flames in Davy Jones' locker. Damned fool. All of ye, bunch of lily-livered fools. There ain't no such thing as spirits without a body. Undead, aye, plenty of those on the Sea of Dreams, but I've sailed these waters nigh on 30 years, and I ain't yet heard of a ghost outside of a drunken fool's story. Never mind seen one. But Captain, Matilda's protest died on her lips, though she didn't drop her gaze as he glowered at her. Enough. I heard your fool's tales once already. Gareth's coarse, low voice took on a mocking falsetto. It's the spirit of Long John Silver, Captain. He wants his journal, Captain. He dropped the falsetto. Great roaring green flame shrieking throughout the hold and extinguishing every lantern, you said. Does that ship look like it's on fire? Gareth jabbed a finger at the merry devil, bobbing peacefully beside the moonlit dock. Only lanterns above deck remained alight. Are you lot cold-blooded reavers or rot-brained bilge rats? The crew squirmed under this verbal assault. Even Matilda was unable to meet his fierce gaze at that moment. Pathetic, the whole lot of ye. Out of my way. I'll deal with this spirit myself. Ta-da!
Yay!
Da, 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 da.
Um. Does anyone have any questions? Like about our stories, like that we, like either the ones that we just read or that was awesome. Love that you altered your voice for some of the characters. Yeah, Tang is really good at doing like the different changes. Like when we were finalizing the stories and we were down to like looking over R3, she read mine and she like, did the low voice for Katan and
I try. My voice doesn't go very low.
But yeah, do you guys have any questions about like my story or Tang's or I don't know who.
Or about worldsmiths, or
about Worldsmiths.
I mean, if you want to know the meaning of life, the answer is 42.
Always.
Always.
Thank you, Cass.
Voice altering for the one.
I try. I've been reading books aloud since I was quite small because I have a heart condition, so physical activity is difficult for me. So when my mom would be cleaning around the house, I would sit in the middle of wherever she was working and I would just read to her. So I've been doing the reading aloud for a bit of a while.
Definitely. Well, you're good at it, definitely.
Yeah, you
Thank
are.
you.
What first got you guys started on writing? Oh boy. You just opened the can of worms.
The eternal question for every writer. What got you started? Do you guys want to go first, or I can go first, or?
Yeah, go ahead.
What got me started was I was a very miserable and lonely child, and the library offered me a way to experience things I could never even dare to dream of doing myself in real life. And not just because of the fantasy aspects, but again, going back to having a heart condition, going on super long adventures across the lands, Frodo style from Lord of the Rings, or Thomas Covenant from the Chronicles of Thomas Covenant, if you're familiar with that series, or Dragonlance, or all these big epic fantasy books were something that let me escape my limitations as a child and escape my loneliness. And it just kind of naturally evolved from reading into writing my own stories, because there are always stories you want to read that don't exist, I think. And your only choice is to then write them yourself. And that's how I got started in writing. I think the very first story I ever wrote was called The Vines That Swallowed the Earth or something. And it was just this 2-page little story about a mad scientist who tried to end world hunger and ended up creating a plant that just swallowed the whole earth and basically wiped out everything. A very dark story for an 8 or 10-year-old to write, but that's where I started.
I don't really remember anything specific. I if I had to guess, I was probably like maybe as young as 8. And there was a girl who lived down the street from me who I used to play with, and we used to play pretend. And um, I remember like we had like I'm dating myself, but we had like those old like one of those old Apple computers like with the small monitor and the floppy disk drive, and like
Oh my
they turn
god.
on a switch to turn it on. And I remember sitting at that computer and like opening Word up, and I basically taught myself how to type through that, like not even through school, but like through that, like just going boom 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 boom. And I think that was the first I wrote scripts, and I think that was the first script I wrote. Um, it was based on that game. It was called The Two Girls and the Sanderson Sisters, because Hocus Pocus is my favorite Halloween movie, and um, I was big on Hocus Pocus, and I wrote a script about that. Um, that computer had a program called The Amazing Writing Machine that my parents got me, and I remember I loved it because it made typewriter noises. And
Yes.
I really wish I could remember more about it, but I remember writing some stories in that, and I think one of them was definitely influenced by the Swan Princess. um, and then what really got me going was fifth grade. I got into Star Wars, and I started writing different scripts and stories. And on the next computer that we got, my parents got me a program called Storybook Reader Deluxe, and I wrote a 300-page novel. Novel. It was basically the same repetitive plot over and over and over again with the Mary Sue character, but
Hey, those are fun when you do them well.
yeah. But I don't know. Like I didn't start. I didn't start talking until I was 3. I had a speech delay, and then
Excuse me.
even by the time I got to first grade, like they didn't think I was going to learn to read or write. So the fact that by the time I was like 8 or 9 years old, I started writing stories, it was like huge. So that's why it's like, you know, big accomplishment that I'm a published writer. now, but I don't remember anything specific that just made me start writing stories. Like I've always loved reading books, um, and yeah, I just never stopped it. Um, there was a point where I kind of fell a little back from it, um, but that falling back is actually how I ended up deciding to start Worldsmiths because I also did like chat room role playing when I was like 11, and I did role playing for like 20 years on and off, and I realized that my novel writing was starting to suffer because I was so focused on role playing. So I retired from role playing and I started Worldsmiths 5 years ago, and here we are.
Is
So,
this why there's no role play allowed on Worldsmiths?
I mean, kinda.
So Allie doesn't get re-addicted.
Not even just that, but also just because, like, I don't know. It's just a can of
It's a
worms.
very different style of writing too,
Yeah,
and it can, if you get too much into it, it can negatively impact your
yes,
actual writing.
and it's just a can of worms I don't want to open back up.
Understandable. Understandable. Sarah says, I loved the Chronicles of Thomas Covenant. I have the entire series. So do I. I have all 6 of them on that shelf right there behind me. You can't see them because it's way too far away, but they're there. And they're very old, beat up copies because they belong to my dad. What about you, Freya? What got you into writing?
I don't really have a clear like story or narrative like you guys do. I remember grade 2 writing a poem I really liked. It was about sun drops, which is where it's still sunny, but you can see a little bit of rain and they like catch the sunlight.
Oh, that's so pretty.
And I don't know, it's just kind of something that always was part of my life. I mean, I did the young authors competition, I guess it was. That was in high school when I was 16, and I wrote fan fiction. Go Inuyasha.
Yes.
Back in the day in high school and took English classes in university. I did have a break between kind of the university age to, was it 2015 I started writing again? It's either 2015 or 2018 when I decided, no, I'm doing NaNoWriMo even if it kills me. I've always heard about it and I've always wanted to try it. And that novel is still on Google Docs, but it is atrocious. But it's there. So that's the important thing. And it's just kind of something that's always been in the background for me. So no
Kind
no
of
big
always been
moments.
part of who you are.
Yeah.
Is
That's
2018
cool,
when you joined?
Sorry?
Is 2018 when you joined? Yeah, that would have been when you joined.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's when I joined Worldsmiths. Okay, so then 2015 is when I started writing again.
And then, like
Don't ask me when I joined. I don't remember.
after you joined, I was like, "Yo, you're gonna be my moderator."
One of the first things I did, because you had just posted a survey kind of thing, like what's Worldsmiths to you, and I like gave all these gigantic answers minutes after joining, pretty much. Like, this is what I've found out so far. It's like, this is my place now. Hi, I live here.
Allie sensed the potential.
I mean, Sheepy was moderating too. I got to give a shout out to Sheepy, but
Yes, we love our sheepy. She's dealing with a lot right now, and she's way too hard on herself. So stop it, sheepy. We love you.
um, but yeah, Sheepy was my right hand man, woman. And for God, like the first 2.5 years or so, and she's honorary, co-admin or whatever. But yeah, and then you came along and she kind of stepped to the side a little bit, and there we are.
That
You're
elbowing
the head of
thing.
Wordsmith
Yeah.
Publishing.
God, I don't remember when I joined. It's like 2
Were
years
you,
ago.
were you on the forum or no?
It was just a few months before we switched to Discord, because one of the reasons I was like, yes, please switch to Discord, was because I was on Discord all the time and I would keep forgetting to check the website because it required so much more effort.
I like having forums, like they have their purpose, but I 1000% do not regret moving on to Discord. Like it was so much easier.
It got a lot more active too, I feel like.
I feel like.
And there was resistance at first to us moving onto Discord, but that was because we had active members who were against using Discord, and we were just kind of like,
Yeah, they didn't really know Discord. They didn't want to learn Discord, which I totally get. I don't like jumping on every new platform that comes out. My God, there's way too many of them. But
yeah.
but I think it was a good transition decision.
Yeah, we were just kind of like, we got to do what's best for the community. It's either we shut the community down because I'm tired of the activity issues and all that crap, or we do something to kind of like move with the times and do something that's like faster paced, and this is definitely faster paced. So
yeah, because that was, I think, one of the reasons I kind of had an issue with remembering to keep up with the website, was because there was so little activity. It just kind of seemed to get less and less and less.
yeah,
Like there were a few hardcore people who were regularly active, and they were all very nice, wonderful people. But it was it felt dead most of the time.
yeah.
And then when you started talking about maybe moving to Discord or something, I was like, yes, Discord. Yes, I will be here all the time and I can hang out whenever. Because I am attached to my Discord.
And I set the server up in 2017, and we still had the forum, and like the server just kind of existed.
And we archived the forum.
And then
it's still out there, right? It's just archived.
Technically, not really. I mean, like I have the stuff backed up, but technically not really because
you would have had to keep paying for the server.
Well, yeah, because of that, and because I had gotten rid of the domain for a while.
Mm-hmm.
So but yeah, so sorry.
Allie's about as sleepy as I am.
I didn't get a lot of sleep last night, and I woke up at 7:30 this morning. So.
We stayed up so late trying to wait for the release on Amazon.
And then I set my alarm for 3 a.m. and it scared the crap out of me. And I woke up and I was like, "Yay, it's live!" And I'm going back to bed.
Can you imagine if we tried to do this as a countdown thing last night? We'd all been falling asleep on cam.
Yeah, seriously. Penguin laying on the floor.
I mean, I'm literally on the floor. I'd have been.
I was like 3/4 asleep, like on my phone. And my dog's like, "What are you doing?
Go to bed."
I was watching Buffy and I trying to use that to like stay awake and like focus, but also like pay attention to what was going on voice. And then I just like muted myself because you didn't want to hear Buffy in the background. So
what? You assume too much, madam. I love me some Buffy.
I know you do.
Team Spike.
You're not.
Yes, he's terrible.
We are not getting into the Angel versus Spike.
I mean, I'm kind of play for both teams.
That would have been a cute and funny stream. Yes, it would have.
It might have. We might do that next year just to see what happens.
Dude, I wish we could just pick a time zone for it to release in, because I'd be like, yo, let's choose Eastern, because then it's midnight my time, 11 your time, 10 Penguins time, and then we can all go to bed at a reasonable time.
Right?
We're all old.
Not that I ever go to bed at a reasonable
I
time.
know. My days of staying up until like 2 or 3 a.m. are like not really there anymore. At least right now.
I bounce around all over the clock. My brain is just like sleep schedule. What is that?
Yeah, well, my work doesn't really allow for a consistent sleep schedule.
Yes.
So
I do have that luxury of being on disability. So my sleep schedule is allowed to go crazy, but that may end soon. I don't know. We'll find out. My stepdad's trying to get me to get a part-time job. I'm just kind of like, I want to focus on unpacking first, and I'm also as a bunch of personal stuff. Sorry. Life is chaotic. We'll leave it at that.
Does anyone have any more questions?
Yeah, we're coming up on the 2-hour mark, so we might want to wrap it up.
Yeah.
Oh, what about our hardcover giveaway? Does Sarah have any competition? Or paperback, sorry. Sorry. It's a hard copy.
Yes.
Not a hardback.
Who do we have in stream right now?
I think we've got...
That's not what I meant to do.
That's cool, though.
Yeah, you can show comments on screen.
I'm definitely going to have to start using this thing on my channel.
It's handy, definitely. Between this and OBS, you can do lots.
Sarah, do you have anything you are looking forward to working on next?
The next day,
we have a survey right people in the server, and they better answer it.
Oh yeah,
hear that,
we gotta
people
post
who are
that.
from the server? Answer the survey.
Yeah, answer the survey.
We need it, please.
Yeah, other than that, just like, NaNoWriMo is on the way.
November, yeah.
That's
NaNoWriMo, for those who don't know, is National Novel Writing Month. It's a nonprofit organization. They encourage people of all ages to write a whole novel, 50,000 words, in a single month. And it's a wonderful, wonderful community. It is. It's very doable. I don't always succeed, but it is technically doable.
I've done it once in the 13 years I've been. I've lost track of how many years.
It's okay. Don't think about it.
Yeah, I don't want to think about it. But
it's still worse.
I'm pretty much at the point. Like I'm being a rebel this year, and I'm dangerously close to saying screw it, and just starting to work on and start my rewrite all before November, because it's just the same story. It doesn't matter for me. So
yeah,
I worked on it. I wrote. I tried to write it in 2017 and failed. 2018 I finished in one. 2019 I tried to do a rewrite, I think. 2020 was book 2 that I tried and failed, and this is book 1, rewrite 1000.
Fireballs.
I've lost that. Oh,
sorry.
I didn't hear you at first.
I was too quiet. I didn't say fireballs. I said nothing.
Oh God.
No, it's a good story. We just need to work on your magic attack descriptions, which are a uniquely challenging thing to write. Because with a physical melee, you can just write, they swung the sword left or right or across some body part or something. Yeah. Obviously, you write something slightly better than that, but fundamentally, that's what you're writing.
Right.
But with magic, there is a unique challenge there with describing something that has almost no real world analog to it.
Yeah.
So, anyways, we got a little bit off on a tangent. Sarah, what we're looking forward to working on, I guess, boils down to NaNoWriMo for November. Then we're going to take a couple of months off and start bright and early sometime in January or February on the next anthology.
You might take a couple months off, but Penguin and I will probably be starting, like, you know.
We might not take any months off. We might start already.
Watch me just make an entire new anthology and just like shoehorn it in there. Surprise! I made an anthology.
I mean, I do have a short story collection just of my own work I've been working on that I have had to set aside because life is chaos. But
I don't have anything because I am not great at short stories. This
bold. You're good at it. You're good. You just need to get more comfortable with it.
This took a lot. I still remember brainstorming with you, Penguin, and I was like,
Yeah, because I was asking like 1,000 questions, and you're like, I have answers for none of these.
If you ever need someone to like really brainstorm with you, Penguin is the person for that because she will like throw the hardcore answers at you and the hardcore questions, and she is like, use a structure, use the 3-act novel structure. You need structure. Like, I'm like, I can't shove structure into my brain. Like,
can't do it. Pantser all the way.
I mean, I'm not really. It's not really. Yeah, like, I guess I'm planting, but like,
you're a planter. You're very much a planter.
I just emphasis on the pla.
If you plan too much, you do get tired and you get burnt out on your stories.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to find that balance for you between planning the story and discovering the story. Me, I'm almost pure fucking discovery. Sorry, language. I'm almost pure discovery writer. I don't do synopsis. Well, I do maybe a synopsis, like a single paragraph of this is the character, this is the world, and this is sort of maybe either how the adventure starts or where I want the adventure to end. And that's it. That's all I start with, and then I just start writing. And because if I do outlines, if I do that structure, if I try to make everything fit into a formula, I get bored and my brain refuses to function.
Oh, hey, we got another book sale.
Yay! Sarah says your imagination is your only limiter, and I look forward to reading where your beautiful brains take you all. Well, thank you, Sarah. We look forward to having you as reader. We need more readers in the community. We brand ourselves as a writing community, but we definitely need more readers in the community.
Yeah.
To read stuff and just give feedback. Cass says all the questions? Question mark, question mark, question mark?
Oh, regarding the survey, I think?
Yes, answer all of the questions, Cass.
Yeah. All of them.
I don't remember if I've done it already or not. I got an email about something, and I filled something out. I don't know.
We haven't even sent it out yet. So.
Okay, it's not the survey. God damn it. I still have to do it. I'm doing it, though. I'm good at doing my surveys. I fill them out. I'm thoughtful, I'm thorough. I don't know what I'm saying half the time, but I say something.
Yeah, you're one of the ones who's always been good about giving me feedback.
We need more professional readers. Yes, Sarah. Come join the community. Read to your heart's content. There's always something up in critiques that needs reading.
Drop a Discord link.
Drop a Discord link, Freya.
Got it.
There you go, Sarah. Set yourself up.
We do writing challenges, we do writing questions, we do critique.
There's 2 channels for brainstorming and an echo chamber where you can just kind of wander aloud to yourself and maybe somebody will comment on it.
Yep, we're pretty laid back and friendly, and we have people from all over the world, and we sometimes see movies. Like the other night, we watched Strange Magic.
Strange Magic. I liked that. I missed the beginning, the very beginning, but I liked it.
That movie is such a guilty pleasure for me.
It is. It's very much a bad movie, but you still love it.
I wasn't paying as much attention as I should have done. I have seen that movie before, and like I don't remember exactly what made me not love it, but yeah. Usually, I would like that movie though.
Cass says not just that. I think he's referring to the survey, but the brainstorming questions. What do you mean, like the questions of the day that are more sporadic than daily?
It's supposed to be Wednesdays and Saturdays, but I'm a little about that.
I mean, honestly, I'd be happy with just a weekly question because those take some energy to answer. They make you think. I like that about them, but I've only got so much energy and brain power.
Part of that is I pretty much just like let you take control over posting those, and I haven't posted any so.
Is that elbow thing again?
Yeah. It's all you, Penguin. I am phenomenal 1,000 calories.
Goals Club.
We have the Goals Club. And then, weren't we talking about doing something for Nano?
Yeah, but I ran out of oomph. Oh, I forgot to, sorry, personal stuff. I forgot to take one of my pills today.
Yeah, actually, I need to get headed off here in a bit because I got to get to the pharmacy before they close. They did not refill one of my prescriptions, and I very much need my heart medication. You know, it's kind of important.
I know, just a little bit.
Itty
bitty little bit important.
Did we want to do a brainstorming session at some time tonight?
Let's. Do we want to do it tonight, or do we want to do it like next week? Maybe do another Saturday stream. Because I kind of like having a Saturday stream. It seems like a good day for it.
Next Saturday should be okay. It's just the next Saturday that. Like,
both.
We'll figure it out. We'll do something on a future Saturday.
We'll do something.
There you go. Sub to the channel so you get a notification.
Yes.
Oh, also, since we're kind of wrapping things up, if you could give the video a like and leave a comment, it does help us deal with the YouTube algorithm because we're a tiny channel right now, and YouTube is like
posting stuff. But if you go to the channel, actually, we also have a book trailer for the book.
Yes, it's a good book trailer. I like it.
So that is up on our channel. I cannot recommend R.L. Davenor, who made the trailer, enough. She has reasonable prices. She was very quick about it. She found the images or the clips and like, really quick. So we were very happy for considering it was like not originally planned for, and we were very low budget. So yeah, I highly recommend her. She also composes her own music that you can have her
costs a little bit more, but totally worth it if you can afford it. Yeah, she's an excellent composer.
She composes her own music that you can have her use in your trailer. So yeah, go check out the trailer.
And Stephanie, we should definitely give Stephanie a shout out. Because oh my god, she was such a godsend at the end. Stephanie is a professional editor who volunteered to help us with editing the book at the very end, and she did a phenomenal job. Her feedback was wonderful. She was very respectful. I think we've actually got some quotes in the back of the book.
Yeah. Our testimonials. I loved working with Stephanie on my stories. Her knowledge of technical craft and her respect for my artistic style as an author will have me coming back to her for all my future editing needs. C.P. Miller.
That's me. Yep.
Stephanie knows her
100% truth.
Stephanie knows her stuff. It was a pleasure working with her on the two stories I have in the anthology. She really helped polish them to be the best they can be. She also helped with my stray comma issue. Always appreciate. I loved working with Stephanie. She provided great insight for improving my story. Her comments were fantastic, and she was always willing to discuss and answer questions. I look forward to working with her in the future. Me. Stephanie's editing helped my story more than I can say. She caught details I hadn't considered and found all the rough edges for me to polish while still respecting my artistic vision. My writing is stronger and shinier thanks to her expertise, patience, and friendly discussions. Nicole L. Soper Cord. Oh, I think I spelled her last name wrong.
Oh no.
I put Golden instead of Gordon.
Oops.
Oops.
Sorry, Nicole.
That'll be fixed in edition number 2.
Here I copy and pasted, but that happens.
Yeah. Professional books have typos all the time.
Yes, and that's like one of like 3 so that we know of. So
we did pretty darn good, I think.
Stephanie's editing was thorough and incredible. I plan to heartily recommend her services to anyone who asks. Caitlin Donovan, and her website is StephanieCullenEditing.com.
Yes.
What
about our cover artist? Because she did a phenomenal job too.
I gotta pull her information up then.
But show us the cover again real quick.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Freya can show us the cover. She's got a copy. It's so nice. I love how she took that a hodgepodge of a notion I had and just turned it into something gorgeous.
Yeah, and the shield with the logo, totally not our idea. Let's see.
And it fits so smoothly in there. It does not look forced in. I don't think. I think it looks good in there.
I'm finding her website. She doesn't have like a real like website set up yet, I don't think, but she has like a portfolio site that I just dropped in Discord for you, Penguin. But so we found her through NaNoWriMo, like the NaNoWriMo forum. Because at first, I don't remember exactly what happened, but like I was just like on the forum like looking for cover artists, and I just happened to see her name and or her post, and she just happened to be looking for freelance work, and I was like, hey, this girl like makes some beautiful covers. Let's check into it.
Mm-hmm.
And she was pretty responsive, and she like we had issues getting the hardcover approved on Ingram Spark because they're
very picky.
They're very picky, but like necessarily so, and she was very responsive with fixing what she needed to fix for us so that they would approve it. So I have to recommend her.
Kudos, massive kudos to her.
Her prices are very reasonable.
I think that's everything.
Yeah. So we're just
cover art, trailer, editing. Oh, shout out to all of our wonderful authors who contributed.
Yes.
You guys rock. Your names are all in the book.
Yeah, even if it's not all on the cover, which there's actually a funny story about that.
Do we want to? Let's save that for next time because we've hit 2 hours 5 minutes. So, thank you guys for coming. Thank you for hanging out with us. If you're watching this in the future, thank you for watching.
Sorry for the technical difficulty delay.
It was me. I'm sorry. I'm the delay.
I said it was technical difficulties, but and yeah, this was fun. We need to do this more often.
We do. We should try to make this a regular thing at some level. I think this is definitely worth doing regularly.
Yeah. Worldsmiths podcast, maybe.
There you go. Worldsmiths podcast.
We could look into doing that. Maybe.
That's not a bad idea. I mean, you can do a podcast on YouTube, but there's tons of them out there.
Yeah. But yeah, that's us. That's our book. Go buy it, please and thank you.
Like the video, sub to the channel, leave a comment.
Share.
Leave a review on the book. Share the book with friends, family, and total strangers.
Follow us on, you can, Facebook, we are Worldsmiths. Twitter, we are Worldsmiths. Instagram, we are Worldsmiths Writers. TikTok, we are Worldsmiths, which doesn't have a lot of followers anyway. Is that it?
It's so blurry for it.
Yeah, it's on the bookmark.
Is that any better?
No, it's all grainy and blurry.
That's so weird. It looks good on my end, but
I don't know. Maybe it's some weird difference between Canada and US frame rates or something.
Maybe.
Anyways, thank you guys so much for hanging out with us, and take care of yourselves and keep writing or enjoying reading or whatever you want to do out there.
Cheers.
Bye.